And today, you guys, I know y'all see we in a whole different environment, and that's totally okay, honey. We at a car shop, and today I am doing this for my shenanigans that don't know stuff about cars, and that's okay, honey, because we're gonna teach you. So I got my friend Jasmine here, who's a technician, and she's gonna teach us some basic things about cars, so that way you can learn some stuff, so that way when you go do things with cars, buy a used car, or even with your own car, you will know something, so you will be confident. Be confident. We need confidence. So if you want to keep on watching, if you want to learn some stuff about your car, keep watching. Jasmine, we want to know about you. How did you learn to work on cars?
It was self-taught.
Period!
It was self-taught. It was something I was interested in. I was tired of paying other people to do my cars and shit. I mean, I got stories and shit, but I'm not gonna go into the story. But it was,
we want to hear stories.
It was self-taught. The story, okay, I will tell one story. So I had a 2007 Chevy Impala. My axle had busted out, which busted the gears that was in my transmission. Took it to the shop. They tried to tell me I needed a transmission, tried to charge me $1,500 for a new transmission when all I needed was a $500 part. So after that, that's when I started, like, you know, I started doing my oil change first, and then I learned how to do my brakes, and then I got into Take 5, and from Take 5, it was up from there. I just learned everything on my own. It was all self-taught.
Period! So what did you do, like Google stuff, or you use YouTube? What did you use to teach you?
I wouldn't say, I mean, not even trying to flex or nothing, I really didn't need to Google anything until I started, like, getting into, like, suspension work, like tire rods, stabilizing links and stuff like that. But all of that stuff is pretty simple. It's screws. But I Google it to make sure that I'm doing it the right way, so I don't fuck up nobody's car and make sure everybody always safe. So. Period.
So today, the first thing we're gonna learn how to do is pop the hood.
Pop the hood.
Pop the hood.
Pop the hood.
So pop the hood.
Pop the trunk.
So everybody's car is a little different. It doesn't look exactly the same on everybody's vehicle, but we're gonna show you what the button looks like. Okay? It could be right. It could be in a lot of different locations, but we're just gonna show you what it looks like so you know what to look for.
Her hood latch is right here, which will probably always be in this area. You might catch it down here, or sometimes you might catch it right here on like bigger cars. But normally the hood latch is always by the left driver door in the front. All right.
Yay!
Second thing you're gonna show is the VIN number. So it's two different locations you can find your VIN number. You can find it on the front left by the driver's side, or you can come back to your driver door. Every car comes with a sticker. Sometimes people rip them off, but it'll always be a VIN number location on your door, a sticker on the door. With the hood latch, there could be multiple different locations on the hood latch. On some cars, you can find it over in the left side, or it'll be in the center. In Shelly's case, hers is in the center. So it's a flap here that you just have to pull up. If you pull the hood up just a little bit and look under there, you'll be able to see it. But this is how you unlatch your hood. In Shelly's case, she got hood struts. In other cases, people have hood props where you have to prop the stick up. It'll either be laying across here or laying like across here or something like that. All right, so next thing you're gonna learn is where to put your oil and how to check your oil level. This is where you put your oil. It's an oil cap. Most oil caps, not all of them, have the oil, what oil type and selection on there. So in Shelly's case, she can use 5W20 or 0W20, but other people do use 5W32. Is your oil dipstick. The first time you take it out is not always accurate, so I always dip it, wipe it off, re-dip it, and I'll read that. And you're looking a little low on oil, but don't worry about that. I'll show y'all how to add a little bit of oil. So that was good in your case. I'm not gonna go into specific details, but you know what oil do. It lubricates the engine. If you do not get a oil change, it'll basically build up in there. It'll build up a lot of sludge, and eventually your engine will give out. It just won't be able to turn. Your pistons won't move no more, and a lot of other shit.
So you need an oil change. It's a lot of y'all that's riding around and y'all haven't had an oil change in 20,000 miles, honey, get an oil change.
You won't even make it 20,000
Get an oil change. Please get an oil change. If you don't do anything else, keep your oil change.
The highest you should drive on the oil change, if you get a bulk oil is the lowest of the lowest oil. That's regular, just regular oil. That oil is only meant to drive 3,000 miles. If you get high mileage or semi-synthetic oil, that oil is meant to drive 5,000 miles. If you get synthetic oil, that oil can be driven up to 7,000 miles. I wouldn't go past 7,000 or 8,000 miles on that oil. But I wouldn't recommend going over your oil change at all if you want to keep your vehicle. Like, that's like the best thing you can do. That's like the bare minimum you can do, I can say. Not the best thing you do, but that's the bare minimum you can do is change the oil on your vehicle if you want to keep it running. Next thing we're going to do is the washer fluid.
Check the other fluids.
So, in Shelly's case, her washer fluid location is on the left side. However, you can find them in different locations, different vehicles. Some might be over here, the battery might be over here, or you might find it like over here. Always read the cap, because some things can look alike. The coolant, you can mix up the coolant in the washer fluid, and it is not safe to put washer fluid in your coolant, and it's not safe to put coolant in your washer fluid. So never try not to make this mistake. Y'all can use a funnel if y'all want to, but it's fine without.
If you learned something so far, comment down below. Let me know what you learned.
Different coolant reservoirs. In Shelly's case, she has this one. You also have one that'll have a white plastic. I guess, I don't really know what to call it. It's a flat piece, but it'll also help you read the level. So you dip it and take it back out. This is Shelly's level, so she's fine. I really don't need to add coolant. And her coolant actually look clean. I mean, a car is not meant to look clean under it, but her coolant does actually look clean. Come in different colors. Hers is orange, it come in yellow, and it come in green. Alright, next is the power steering. It is a little dirty, but you can see on here it have minimum and maximum lines. Shelly is at the minimum line, which you don't have to worry about that. If you had a power steering leak, you would know you had a power steering leak. But I am going to add a little bit of fluid. If you had a power steering leak, you would know. You would either A, see it leaking, or B, you would hear a whining noise in your steering wheel when you're turning. Power steering is important. If it does go out, it is very hard, almost impossible for some people. If you're not strong enough, you won't be able to turn your steering wheel at all. And then it's almost impossible to turn it while your car is not in motion. It'll be if you had a power steering leak and it was hard to turn your steering wheel, make sure you're always in motion before you try to turn it, because it's almost impossible to turn it without. Y'all can use a funnel again, like I said. We're just gonna put some power steering cleaner in here, and different cars take different power steering, so make sure you look up your power steering.
And I have an 09 Camry,
right,
and my baby be rolling, period.
So technically you're supposed to check the transmission when the car is warm and heated, but you can,
for a while.
I can check it now, and since her fluid is over the level, then you know that she's good. So normally when her car is up and it's supposed to be hot, it say hot on here and cool on here. So when her fluid is hot, it will be at this level. All right, next is the air filter. Most air filters either use a 10 millimeter or they have like hooks, clips, whatever you want to call them. But in her case, she got 10 millimeters. So we're gonna use a drill. Oh yeah, and her air filter is so close to her battery, and if you touch this to this, it will spark. So always be careful. Try not to touch no metal on metal onto the battery, positive or negative turn.
My air filter might be dirty.
What's the importance of an air filter?
Oh, you asking a great question.
The importance of an air filter is the air quality in your vehicle is how your car breathes. So you look at it, if your air filter is dirty, your car pretty much got a stuffy nose. So you don't like when you got a stuffy nose. So clean your air filter.
I hope my air filter clean.
Like you having a cold.
Oh, it's not that bad.
Oh yeah, it is.
Oh damn. Dang,
she got a moth in that bitch.
I got a dirty air filter. I'm gonna get a new one tomorrow.
So normally how you could check if your air filter is new, either A, it'll be really clean, or B, if it got a little dirt on it and you can lift it up and you can still see through it, then it's pretty much a good air filter. In Shelly's case, you cannot see through her filter. It's dirty. Shelly, replace your filter. Stop doing your car like this.
I'm about to get a new air filter
This is supposed to be your baby, and you doing her like this?
No, me!
She fucking you up, girl.
I'm gonna get you a new air filter tomorrow, baby. It's okay.
So next is the cabin filter. The cabin filter is either located in the glove box. In some, but very rare occasions, it's located under the hood. And I should have showed y'all that, but It's very rare that you probably ever find it. Find a vehicle like that, I should say.
And a sad amount of McDonald's napkins.
All right.
Damn.
Shelly loves McDonald's, and that's okay.
I love McChickens.
All right. So with the glove box, glove box is hard. The glove box is hard to take down. I ain't gonna lie, that was one of my weak areas. But sometimes they come with clips on the sides here. There's different amount of clips. Sometimes they come with a string. In Shelly's case, she got a clip on the outer side, so I just pop that off.
You need more light.
All right, Shelly. It's gonna make a loud noise, but I don't think I'm gonna break your glove box. I can't get it out. There we go. We got it. 4 lines. Oh my God, bro.
What'd you just do?
Cause it keeps snapping back in once I get one side down. All right, don't record this part. Let me just get this.
Why?
All right. Yeah, I want to. That's fine. All right. So what I was trying to get down was these, and once I got one snapped out, the other one snapped back in. So that's kind of something you got to be strong enough to do at the same time. Or you can use like a flathead screwdriver and hold one side apart and then pry the other part with your hand, which is what I was going to do, but I got it.
I'm about to zoom in now. Oh, I can't. Oh, it's back there.
Yep. So it's back here. It might be hard to see, but it's very self-explanatory. It'll just be a cover on there. It'll have some clips on there. You just simply undo the clips on the end of the covers.
Okay.
Cover like this. And then it is a filter inside of here. They come in many different shapes and sizes. So this filter is more important than the cabin filter because this is the air that you breathe in. This is what filters the air that come out when you turn your heat and your AC on. So it's more important to change this filter than it is to change the air. Both of them are important, but I would recommend replacing this one before you replace the air filter. If you had to do them both at the same time and you can only afford one, replace this one first.
I never noticed that before.
I need a new filter. I need all my new filters. My filters look crazy, y'all. Noni, we gonna get you together. I should have bought parts for this. You would think that I would have bought parts so that way we could have just changed them right now, but I didn't think that I needed anything. It's okay, but we're here. Look, I take y'all along on the journey with me. Like I said, I don't pretend to be perfect, honey. I'm learning just like y'all is. And we are learning today, so now I know what I need to do. I need to get some filters changed. We're learning right now. We're learning about tread depth.
Tire tread depth, and we're also going to be learning how to inflate your tires at the same time. You get me? You read me back. All right, this is a tread depth tool. You can find this at any auto parts store. They're very cheap, probably like $1 or maybe cheaper than that. Maybe a little bit more expensive than that. I don't fucking know. I don't sell them.
They're not that expensive.
But if you come to my house and you want your tires checked, I got that. Oh yeah, and oil changes? Yeah, come see me. $20 if you bring your oil and filter, $35 if you don't.
Period.
Or I can pull up, you feel me?
You go, you keep going.
All right, so we're checking the tire tread. So always make sure this thing is balanced at 0. You can just lay it on something flat. Make sure it balanced out to 0, which it did. So now that it balanced out to 0, we know it's gonna read her tire tread depth correct. That was a tongue twister a little bit, I'm sorry.
Tire tread depth correct. Tire tread depth correct. Oh, yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, yep.
So I'm just trying to find a flat spot. You got like ridges in the tire. I want to find a flat spot so it can be flat spot so it can be accurate. All right. In Shelly's case, she is at a 4. So a 4 is yellow, which means Shelly is going to need tires very soon. If your tire tread depth in the back are higher than the front, yes, you should rotate your tires from the front to the back. You know, well, it depends on if your car is all-wheel drive or 4-wheel drive, front-wheel drive, you know, so.
Y'all, I just learned that I need to do a lot of stuff to my car. I already knew I needed tires. Like, I knew my tire tread was a little bit low, but I just got brakes recently. I'll probably get tires before winter next year, or 2021.
Where to find your tire size and what does it mean? So your tire size will be on your tire. It'll be 3 numbers. This is your tire width, this is your tire length, and this is your rim size. So Shelly's is 215, 60, or 16.
So if you want to buy me some rims or tires,
she don't need rims, just tires.
I mean, if you want to ice me out,
she don't. Not on this. Don't put it on. Windshield wipers.
Very important.
Yeah, and they come different. Some of them might have a clip where it's a button on top. You can just press that button and tug it a little bit and it'll snap off. In Shelly's case, she got the clip under it, so you can just press that clip down and it'll snap right off. And you pull it up, and when you hear it snap, go right on. I'll take that one off. All right, so you can lift this arm up, press the clip behind it, pull it down, slide it out. It's a little clip here. This is the clip I'm pushing, but I'm pushing it up so it'll release it. And then you just take it, slide it back inside there. You can go upside down if it's easier for you, just to put it all the way in there. Slide the clip up and then snap.
So we're gonna just talk a little bit to Jasmine before we end the video, just because we want to learn a little bit more about you.
No.
So to start it off, what is the wildest thing you have done to a car?
All right, so the wildest thing I have done to a car was when I got my first job in the shop at Take 5. It was a Subaru, and Subarus are weird cars because they got a differential plug and an oil plug, and they real close next to each other. So I mistook the differential plug for the oil, and I drained all the differential fluid out, thinking I drained the oil and add oil back in this car and let this person leave, but they didn't maybe make it out the lot before their car would start like acting weird. So a car can't run without, if a car needs differential fluid, it can't run without differential fluid. It was like clicking, her engine was like ticking and everything, but thank God we caught it in enough time where it didn't destroy her engine, and the car was brand new. I believe it had like 5,000 or less miles on there, but that's just a rookie mistake. This was probably like maybe like 5-7 years ago. This was like the first job I ever had in the shop. I just only knew how to do oil changes, and I didn't really know. Nobody ever really taught me the difference between, you know, the differential and the oil plug.
You learned real quick that day. You learned real quick.
Wasn't no line, because they had a camera right on me. They literally wrote, what they do, they
Rewinded the camera back.
Yeah, there they go. They rewinded, thank you for that. They rewinded the camera footage back and showed me exactly what plug I drained, and that's how I knew it was wrong.
Dang.
So don't make my mistakes.
So what's your favorite thing you have learned, or what's your biggest goal with working on cars?
My biggest goal with working on cars is to eventually open up my own shop one day and do my own thing. I probably will get as far as like actually installing transmissions and engines and stuff like that, but everything else I'll be able to do. What was that? Another question here.
What's your favorite thing you've learned? What's your favorite thing to do on a car?
Everything, for real, but I like difficult stuff. I like stuff that's gonna give me challenges. So like, I just started doing suspension work, so all type of suspension work give me challenges. Like I recently had a challenge. You remember, I set the shop on fire. I set this shop on fire.
Forgot about
I set this shop on fire. So I'll tell that story real quick and I'll go over it briefly. I had somebody, I was doing, it was a Jeep. It was a Jeep Patriot, actually. I was doing a strut on the Jeep, and like I said, another rookie mistake, I over tightened her lug nut and it bust. The lug nut bust and the nut had came off. The lug nut had actually broke and snapped in half or whatever. So I end up having to try to hammer the old lug nut out of the old strut to put it back in the new one, but it wasn't coming out, so I heated it up. I was trying to heat it up, but what I was trying to do was clean it first so it wouldn't catch fire with all the excess oil and stuff that was on there. So what I did, another rookie mistake, don't ever do this at home. FYI, brake fluid is very flammable. So what I did was pour brake fluid on there, and I thought I caught myself trying to let it dry. I waited maybe it was like 5-10 minutes. 5-10 minutes I had waited, and I came back. I literally flicked my lighter. A flame didn't even come out the lighter. Just you flick a lighter, that little flame came out is what ignited it, and I literally damn near blew the shop up. The oxygen tanks was over there and everything. Like, I'm surprised the oxygen tanks didn't blow, but
I remember that. It was over there in that corner over there. I was sitting at my desk, and I was like,
whole entire shop was covered with fire extinguishers.
yeah,
like
that white
shit.
stuff.
Yes.
So I didn't know when you ignite a fire extinguisher, it's like a weird like dust.
Type,
yeah, it's so
like
weird.
foam.
I didn't know
and
that.
It makes a mess. I really made a mess.
everywhere.
I think that was the scariest thing I ever experienced with working on cars because it just kept spreading. It was like I'm trying to pat the shit out and it's just connecting on everything. Like I had so much shit out. Like it connected from my tools. It connected to the fucking strut itself. The whole strut ignited and then it lit my tools on fire. Then it lit the box on fire. The box fell on the floor. Lit the shit that was on the floor on fire. Like it was just.
Well, we say all that to say
disaster.
when you're learning, one, be safe. Okay, when you're don't try it. Don't have Google everything. Okay,
Or
if you
ask
don't know,
somebody,
Google things, YouTube things, ask questions, be curious. Okay, you won't ever grow if you don't do anything new. So I say all that to say thank you so much for watching. Thank you, Jasmine, for coming to teach us a little something.
Don't forget to hit me up for all y'all needs.
Tell us again where we can find you.
216-376-9634 or on IG and Facebook at Jaygood. Jaygood.
Period. Thank you so much.
Yep.
And Shenanigoons, I'll see you in the next video.